record the lovely Eleni Rock. I'm saying it right? Eleni?
You're saying it right, Eleni. Yeah, you're saying it right. Siri can't get it right. My bosses can't get it right, but you got it right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like honored to be asked to talk on a call. So I'm excited to do this. So
wait a minute. I muted you. Can you unmute yourself? Sorry.
Okay. Ready?
Sorry. Okay.
All right. So I want to start with branding because I feel like if I think the next most important thing after you figured out your why, your brand is the next thing that you need to establish, and here's why. Anybody on this planet can get a Beachbody burned DVD, unfortunately, Amazon, eBay, ISO sites, 800 numbers. And so how do we still have insanely amazing coaches, not only in our upline, but like in the Team Beachbody world? It's because of our brand. And so our brand is what makes our customers, our clients, come to us for their fitness programs and not just, watch an infomercial and dial in. So it's important to have a super strong brand, and your brand has to be more than like, I really love to help people. Like, that's great, but that's not going to get anyone to come to you. So I'll give you an example. I feel like I have more than 5 things in my brand, but you should try to hone in on 5, and if you can find out more things about you that set you apart from the rest of Beachbody world, I mean, get after it. So my brand is, I'm a full-time working mom. I love Jesus, and I'm not afraid to say it. And I feel like when I feel like I'm able to use my, like, any kind of like Bible verse that comes to me. I feel confident that people know that when they see me post about that it's genuine. I love to do focused days, just 2 that I've been consistent with, Wahlberg Wednesday and Throat Punch Thursday. Wahlberg Wednesday, I don't even know how it became, but I found like one because I love Johnny Wahlberg. He doesn't want to be married to Jenny. I posted one Wahlberg Wednesday, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is something I'm going to keep going with. But I don't even remember what the first post was. But anywho, so now I know that at least every Wednesday for my 1 Beachbody post a day, that I'm going to hit a Wahlberg Wednesday. And it is going to encompass something about coaching, something about Beachbody, something about a program, something about Shakeology, or something about what you shouldn't be doing, like, like the snarky ones that are like, hey girl, heard you've been popping pills, drinking shakes, and not working out. How's that working for you? Something like fresh. And then Throat Punch Thursdays came about with combat. I love combat. I try not to market that too much because, we're cutting ties. However, I found a way to kind of take like Throat Punch Thursday is a little negative, but if you can take something that you want to like punch or fight, so I try to find something each week that people need to battle, like self-doubt or excuses, or someone's crushing it on my team, I can dedicate that to them. Makes kind of sense. What else about my brand? I'm 100% Greek, which means I like to eat, and weekends are my struggle. And so, why post about struggling on the weekends? Well, when people see you going like, for lack of better words, balls to the wall every single day, and then on the weekend be like, ooh, I drank too much wine, they kind of like to see that we're humans and not just Beachbody robots. I like 21 Day Fix. And so people relate to that. And when people see me in person, they're like, I really appreciated the fact that you were like, that you had like a weak moment. So anywho, why is this branding important? Okay. So as coaches, besides like we want to connect with people to have them come to us, right? But as coaches, we need to post 3 times a day, at least. And so if we're doing 3 Beachbody posts a day, chances are people are going to hit the unfollow button. And not that you should be unapologetic about who you are as a coach. What you don't want to do is just be a Beachbody coach. There's so much more about you than your Beachbody hat. And so knowing what your brand is and honing in on that brand will help you gear your other non-Beachbody posts. So like I said, I work full time. I don't get to do a true power hour. I feel like I do power 5 minutes here and there. I'm kind of like scatterbrained. But I know that, okay, so if I post about my workout and I hashtag whatever program and I talk about that, that's my Beachbody post for the day, which means my next 2 need to be something about me that's going to kind of like generate interest. So I can always count on my kids. Like posting something about my little girls is going to generate interest. It's who I am, full-time working mommy. There you have it. A lot of the times, again, because I don't do a power hour, and I'll be in my cubicle land and look at the clock and be like, oh, I didn't get an afternoon post. Quick. Like, what is it about me? Okay, funny. So I'll go on to Google Images and just like whatever comes to the top of my head, and Google image it and look for a meme or whatever and apply it to the day. So this morning, my sister, who has potty humor just like myself, sent me a picture of like a Dutch oven, but like a real Dutch oven. And so I was like, oh my God. I did not think of like the thing that people cook things in. When I heard Dutch oven, I was like, that's when you pull the blankets over and fart. So I Google image Dutch oven, and I found like the fun parachute with the kids sitting in it, and it says like world's largest Dutch oven. And so there, like non-coaches laughed at it. You know, there was more activity on that stupid funny post. But again, it was genuine because people know, anyone who like looks at my post knows that I have like the mentality of like a 12-year-old boy. I find farts hysterical. So anywho, having a strong brand, I'm rambling now, having a strong brand is not only going to pull people towards you because you're interesting, but it'll also help you like in those moments of like, oh, I need to post and I already did a Beachbody post and what's going to generate something, like go to your brand. So go, you know, if you're funny, go to something funny. If it's a heritage thing, find something in your heritage. If it's like, if it's a faith thing, like find a Bible verse that speaks to you and say, and just in a little blurb why it speaks to you. It doesn't have to be like some novel, because I'll be the first to admit it. When I see long post alert and a giant paragraph, I go scroll city. I'm instant gratification America, you know, for the good, for the bad. If I see a giant paragraph, it reminds me of my law school books, and I have no interest in it. I scroll. I'll like it if it's a coach to give a little bit of TLC, but I'm not reading it. And so we as coaches will give the like for the TLC because we all have this common goal and all want to like, hey, hooray. But your non-coach friends, if it's too long of a blurb and there's no breaks or eye-catching things, and they're not going to like it and they're not going to read it. So that's branding. Any questions on branding before I ramble on about challenge groups?
Oh, I'm not muted. Good thing I'm being quiet.
All right. So
wait, before you go on.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions, but I do want to encourage you all to check out Eleni's, like friend her after the call if you're not friends, and check out some of her posts. Just scroll through her page and you'll know very quickly what she's talking about. I'm glad you talked about the humor, because even with like everything she does, she carries her humor through most things. It's not over the top. You can be serious. You really show all sides of you. Like those Wahlberg Wednesdays and those Throat Punch Thursdays, their humor as well. So, it's part of that same piece of your brand of your humor. Okay. That was my little comment.
Okay. So, all right. So now you've got people following you, right? And so now I'm going to tell you something right now. I will for like until the day I die, when I am an old, wrinkly, haggy coach, I am going to continue free challenge groups. I will live and breathe by free challenge groups. And this is where most of my success has come from. And depending on who the challenger is, sometimes they're instant customers after one challenge group, and I typically run 3-week ones. I'll throw a 1-week one here and there, but I feel like I get more time to like Play-Doh these people in a 3-week one. Some people have been in my challenge group for a little over a year and haven't bought a damn thing. Now, why doesn't that bother me? Because I'm still motivating someone. She's still succeeding. She's sharing her wins on her Facebook page, and I get to share her successes from being in my challenge group where she didn't buy anything, and it's a purely relationship, yay, hurrah, just cheering someone on. And so while she might not buy anything, when I can take the blurb of her Saturday or her like non-scale victory and I can post it and say, hey, look at what one of my challengers did in my free group, that is almost like a marketing tool. I guess you could say it's a marketing tool for my next challenge group. And so, you know, I feel like at Summit, a lot of the focus was like, focus on the person, not the product. If we focus on the people and focus on, yes, you need paid challenge groups, because when people come to you and you form and you sign them and they have a challenge pack, you need a paid challenge group. I would never encourage a coach to run a paid challenge group over a free one. If all you can handle is one challenge group, go for the free. There will be some coach on your team, someone else will have a 21-day fix or other challenge group that can be run by another coach, and you can support that person. If you're looking to build your business, you need a free challenge group. Okay? And so sometimes running those free challenge groups can get a little overwhelming, like with points and how do you determine who wins? Well, you put it on your challengers. So in the pinned post when you start your free challenge group, no matter what the focus is, I think if you just give a very, unless it's going to be a week like squats challenge or a push-up or ab challenge, that can be focused. But I found the most success was just hey guys, let's focus on cleaner eating, because sometimes clean eating like scares people, and they're like, what the hell is clean eating? Cleaner eating and exercise for at least 5 days a week, for at least 30 minutes each week, and you get to pick your exercise. So I'm not saying anything about you should do Beachbody, but what I do have in my free challenge groups is I'll grab some of my downline. So now some of my downline is learning how to run a challenge group. They're posting about their journey with Combat, 21-Day Fix, Max 30, Body Beat, whatever, and they're posting about their Shakeology. I don't have to post one Shakeology stock photo. I don't have to say anything of, hey, the challenge pack is, none of that. When it is your participant's own idea to be like, ooh, what is this about? It is not salesy at all. They're approaching you, and you are more likely to either make the sale then, or now you've got it in their head, and it might not be this month. It might be next month, and if it's not next month, it will be the next month. If they're going to come around, they're going to come around. But in the meantime, if you're focusing on the person and not the product and not the sale, it'll all come full circle one way or another. So as far as like keeping people engaged, if you put the winner in your challenger's hands, then they have more skin in the game. And here's how, in your pinned post, you tell them, like, because some people have never been in a challenge group, so you can say, post a sweaty selfie, post what you're eating, tell us your challenges. This can be a venting sesh about whatever. But guys, at the end of this challenge group, you guys are going to send me and whoever if there's another coach running it, you're going to send us the name of who you thought was the most motivating and inspirational. That takes any point recording out of your hands, right? Because like I said, if you're like full-time working, like I tried that before, but if you have a challenge group like 20 people deep, Excel sheets will make you like cross-eyed. So if you put it in their hands, you're not keeping tabs. And if they know that their peers are the ones like submitting their names, they're like actively looking for like a Pinterest motivational post or Google whatever, or they're looking for their favorite recipe, or they're getting creative with their like workout selfies. And so it's fun, it's engaging. It's not like pulling teeth, like, hey guys, we're still here, it's only week 2, and there's no crickets. There's no crickets because you're not keeping tabs. They are, and they're competing like against themselves, and they want to show like that they deserve it. And the prize isn't anything like crazy. I've done Casey Iris Knight does the Stronger Than Yesterday. She's a coach and fit mama. She does the Stronger Than Yesterday bracelets. It's $14. The Shakeology shopping bags, people like free stuff. And if it's a free challenge group, like if they're getting something out of it for just bettering their lives, like, hey, winning. If someone went over and, you know, what's over, above and over, anywho, above and beyond, then you can like sweeten the pot and maybe send like a week's worth of Shaco. Now you might get them hooked. Now you might sell an HD Shaco or a challenge pack, who knows, or, you know, maybe just 3 packets of Shaco so they can try it in a shaker cup. So, I mean, the cups are dirt cheap for us coaches. If you buy them in bulk, they're like, what, like $6 or $7 or something like that. The reusable shopping bags are cheap, and you can keep a couple for yourself and have some wear and share. And so, anywho, they're a great place to form, great place to build trust. And then, you know, to build off of it, what you can do is say, hey, so we're going to do another challenge group next, you know, I always take a week off in between to kind of get my life. The next challenge group, whoever invites a non-coach and someone not working with a coach, gets their name in a drawing for you know, a 3-day refresh. Or if anyone stocks up on any of like the cool stuff from the Black Friday sale, like a DVD, like a workout DVD, again, you are giving them a prize for participating in a free challenge group. People love free stuff. Now you have new faces in your challenge group and the opportunity for either A, to find a potential coach who, like if someone's finding 3 other people to join your free group, you're tapping into that one person, paying attention to all of them, but tapping into that one person because you have a recruiter, and showing them like, wow. And if they recruit like that again, nudge them and be like, hey, I'm a little busy for the next challenge group. Do you think you could co-run it with me? And so they're not coaches, but if they've got that motivational edge in them, I turned a coach into a coach that way. She'd been awesome in my challenge groups, responding to all the posts. I said I was busy. No, I'm not. I'm a coach. This is what I do. I was like, hey, do you want to help me co-run it? Sure. And then she approached me about the coaching opportunity, because once you see there's no like crazy magic wand about it, and all we do is like, we're doing what we would do if we were part of a challenge group, right? We're working out, we're posting our successes, blah, blah, blah. And so anyways, live, breathe, die free challenge groups. It's where they're at. They don't have to be rocket science. You could put, you know, kind of like give them more skin in the game by making them keep tabs and make them feel like they need to be like, put their best foot forward every day, because at the end they want their name voted for. And when at the end of the challenge group you can name like the 3, like, yes, name the winner, but give the honorable mention to, you know, 2 other people who got a lot of votes, because now you're kind of building them up, and they might not have gotten a prize, but we hear it all the time, like recognition is everything. That's why we welcome everyone into our team pages. That's why we talk about rank advancements. Well, if we bring a tiny piece of that into our free challenge groups and we're recognizing people for doing what they, you know, bettering their lives and motivating others, I think it goes a long way. I think that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I wrote all of this stuff down. I have a couple of questions. Do you find... Who is that?
Oh, does it sound like a plane is taking off? It could be my laptop from 1985.
Oh, okay. Like, what is that? Is it a pipe?
Landing.
Okay. Your laptop is taking off. I was gonna say, do you find, I'm really big with the free groups. I run them every month, sometimes more. Do you find freedom in the free group, like for you to just really be creative and, I find that like the stress is off of me as well.
Yeah.
And I can just try those things I'm thinking about. No one bought anything.
Right.
So I don't have that pressure. Right. Do you find that too?
I do. I agree 100%. And I think that running a free challenge group takes that crutch. I mean, I think that the fact that the back office has stock wording for challenge groups, it's amazing. Like, what a tool. But not having that crutch kind of makes you like dig, to quote my boyfriend Shanti, dig a little deeper to your creativity and like to like figure out like what's working, like what kind of post is getting my challengers like really fired up and really excited, and what kind's getting like maybe crickets on my post, but not on others. So I think that it's a great way to grow personally, but it has been my tool for building my business. And who to thunk, right? Like in the beginning, I was focusing on like, oh my gosh, I need to find someone to buy T25 so I can run a T25 group. I don't even advertise challenge groups anymore. I kind of rely on my forming in my free challenge groups and for them to get a little taste of like max 30 from someone's post or combat from someone's post. Because I mean, combat's still alive. I just don't like market it too much because and be gone soon. But if they get a taste of everyone's like workouts and then they're like, oh, well, what's maxing out? And like, you get to explain that with being like, put on your used car salesman tie and present what maxing out is. You know what I mean? Like, you get to just be like normal and natural and very conversational. Again, like you said, like not stressing out about they purchased this product and now they need the support for this specific product. It's just an overall general, like, yeah. But I think it's key. Like, I don't know if that's something we should add to Coach Basics now that I'm thinking out loud. Yes, we talk about challenge groups and we talk about everything, but I don't know that there's enough emphasis on the free ones, because if this business is about forming, and forming is about building, like, trust and relationships, there's no better way than a free, no pressure to buy anything. Hey, you like your CrossFit? Keep doing it. You're doing great. But guess what? When I get my performance line in, I'm going to post about Energize. And so while they might be doing CrossFit, they might be really interested in Energize. And then I can talk about, if that forming happens, I could talk about Ariel and Mike. They don't post anything. I mean, they are like gym rats. They're always at the gym. You don't see them doing T25. They might talk about Beast, but that just goes to show you don't have to fit the Beachbody box to be a successful coach.
Right. Lost my train of thought again. How do you invite to your free group? What's your process?
So a lot of the times I just post so in the free group, I say, hey, invite a new face. So that kind of takes care of trying to get new faces, kind of like, I guess the word would kind of be organically. Then I'll post about my next free challenge group, what do you have to lose? So I have that little black dress group coming up. And so I'll post it, and I tried to boost it, but boosting, I haven't figured out this whole page thing. Anywho, I'll just share it from my like page. And anyone who likes it, I'll shoot them a note and be like, hey, do you want to be part of this little black dress challenge group? Totally free. It's kind of like my other ones you may have been in, past customers who I've like kind of just had a touch with, or, you know, I haven't seen them posting too much. I'll just ask them, do you want to be part of it? And then I also have other coaches. And so like my little black dress group is like upwards of like 50 some odd people. And I've kind of taken on, I don't even know what team she's on, but she's like a mutual friend of, so she's in like Virginia, but she asked me to be her success partner. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. So she's going to have her own taste in there. And so I think that it's going to be like, I think it has the potential of being really good. But I digress. So if people like my post about my free challenge group, I will message them and be like, hey, do you want to be part of this? And I'll probably advertise or post about it up to a week before. I'm thinking on Thursday, I'm going to make a post something to the effect of like, you know, the first person who guesses, you know, to the nearest, closest to the number of people who asked to be in my free challenge group because they ate too much on Thanksgiving gets a free, I don't know, 3 days of Shakeology or something, you know, with the caveat, you can't already be working with a coach, you can't be a coach, to try to drum up interest that way. I haven't completely committed to that, because I kind of want to like strategize. I have 1 more month to make Success Club All-Stars. You too? And so I'm kind of like hiding, like strategizing, like I haven't been like, woo, check out the Black Friday sale, because what I don't want is for someone who like may have bought a challenge pack in December to be like, I'm all set, I have combat, right? Yeah. So, you know, someone messaged me about it today, and I'm not going to withhold information. And so I said, you know what, combat all the way. Because then again, did I miss the challenge pack? Yeah. She was probably going to buy it anyways when she saw the sale, because she got the email. But that gives me an opportunity to form all next month for maybe a January, maybe even a January coach. Who knows? Ooh, combat. Combat is a kickboxing program. It's like cardio kickboxing. The trainers are very good looking, cut, ripped, have awesome accents, and the music is amazeballs. It ranges anywhere from like 30 minutes is the shortest one to 60 minutes, but in all of the workouts, except for like the power hit ones that involve like plyo and weights, like that one you're like staring at the clock like, oh my gosh, when is it over? But it's a fierce workout. But the other ones are so much fun, and the music is so great, and you just feel like fierce and amazing that the time flies. So like the 30-minute one to me doesn't feel any different than the 60-minute one, because you are just so amped and feeling like you could kick someone's booty. But that being said, I'm not all over Facebook with combat, like I said before, because Les Mills and Beachbody have or are planning to cut ties. So whatever inventory is left, that's it. There's not like, they don't even have like small gloves anymore. Like they're literally like blue light special Kmart style. When it's gone, it's gone.
With your inviting, I was just going to tell you, I just started to do the event.
Yeah.
You might want to try it.
Maybe I will.
It got around like 10 to 15%. You can invite like 400 something people.
Yowza.
So I mean, it was actually a lot. Like it was a lot to manage. Like I had like 40 people, but it was a lot. Because some people, you get those random, some people are like discount coaches with someone else. You get those other people that aren't, they just want to really do the free group.
Yeah.
But I got some new
faces. And to that I say, like, I say never, unless they're working with a completely unrelated coach, because like, once you take someone who's working with a coach that's not on our team, it's got all of the appearances of customer poaching, and that's not what we're about. But if someone's not working with a coach, I would never turn a person down from being in my group if they were in my other group and they just weren't participating. People are different. People's comfort zones are different. And so what, and if you have that in mind in your group, you can be like, look, if you're just a silent observer and, this is working for you, just shoot me a note to let me know how this is going for you, if there's anything else I can do to support you. But what you don't want to do is just limit your free challengers or limit your forming to people who have no problem, like, putting their business in a free challenge group. Like, not to be corny, but everyone matters. And so you never know of those silent observers who you or anyone else in the group is, like, motivating and inspiring and just feeling like part of something. And they could turn out to be a customer, they could turn out to be a coach, they could turn out to just be a serial silent participant in your groups, but you don't know what they're saying to their friends in their in their workroom, and they could, you don't know who they can invite next. Or if you're changing, like, one person's life, then who cares about the dollar, or who cares about the Success Club point? Nothing in our mission statement says, anything to do with, like, bankrolling. It has everything to do with helping people. And so sometimes you have to take them for the team and help those people who don't have the intent of purchasing a damn thing from you. And it just goes back to, what we are supposed to do as coaches. And, I think Success Club is amazing, and it's something we should all strive for because it's a business builder. But I don't necessarily know that it is always the definition of success. I think if you are changing someone's life, whether they're, like, posting it all over Facebook, or, whether they're thanking God in their prayers for what you've done for them, I would say that's more success, and I think that's worth more than any commission check. I mean, so Thursday mornings I look and I'm like, woohoo, commission, and then it's over. But when I get a messenger from someone, a message from someone in Messenger, or a text, or a post that says, thank you so much, and this is how my life has changed, like, that stays with me more than last week's commission check or next week's commission check.
Yeah. And that is what drives, like, if you have to relate it back to business. I mean, it sounds like you're like me. Like, for example, some people are motivated by money, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. We need money, and everyone has different motivators, and money's great, but I'm kind of like you. I can't, like, if I'm in a Diamond Dash, I'm not going for the money. I have my own goals, I said, but those things right there, those connections, the feedback, you helping people, and you growing as a leader along with that, that's what drives your business. That's what makes that's what builds your business day after day. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And there's just one other thing I was thinking about in the car is, like, you need a strong brand, right, to draw people to you. You need a strong why to keep you going in the lulls of this business. November was a lull for me last year. In November, I was at SC0. If your why is not strong enough, then in those lulls, it's going to be so easy to be like, I'm done. And then the last thing is that professional development is good for the lulls, probably not as good as your why for the lulls, but it will also keep you grounded and motivated, and you'll avoid complacency in the highs. And that's something I kind of struggle with. I find, like, I'm not making enough time for PD. And so, like, that's something I need to work on, and it kind of bit me in the butt this month. I hit SC 13 early, before the middle of the month. And so I think I got complacent, And so now I'm kind of like sweating bullets because I haven't done enough forming to feel like I got December. I did a ton of team building stuff, and I focused on my team, and I have no regrets. But as far as like, if I was using my PD to keep me motivated and to not be complacent and to have that drive, I would have been more in the downtimes that I have in my day, and everyone has downtime. I would have been more focused on more invites, more touches with people, more forming to kind of solidify December and not do the what am I going to do next month. So anywho, your brand, your why, PD, repeat.
Thank you. All right. What else did I have here? Oh, just to clarify, did you say that you do at the end of every group, you put a post, like, hey, everybody, the next free group is such and such. If you bring a person, we're putting one person, you'll put their name in a drawing for a 3-day refresh?
Yep, and then if they bring 2 new faces, their name goes in the drawing twice.
Oh.
The incentive, everybody loves free crap.
Yeah.
And especially the refresh, which I mean, like, that's like instant gratification. We all love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, if I think there was one time where I was like, I know we're going to do another one next, not next week, the week after. I'm not sure what the focus was. But that was before I had said, you know what, stop trying to fix what isn't broken. So like, the week ones don't really work well for me. I don't have enough time each day to form with each person, but in a 3-week period, I feel like there's enough touches with each challenger to feel like I can have more of an impact. And so at the end of every challenge, let me know who wants to join the next, so my end of year resolution, it was kind of like 21-day fix, but I let other people not doing 21-day fix in. I said, all right, who's joining my little black dress group? And so they come over, they invite whoever, and some people might not get anyone to invite. Like, that's okay, because what I don't want to do is to abandon the current challenger. Keep forming with them. They'll get there,
Yeah. All right. Does anyone want to unmute themselves and ask a question? Everyone's like, are there questions in the chat over here? Oh, yeah. What is combat? So Mary, so you answered that. You saw that. Good job.
Yeah.
If I talk on a call, I don't see any of the chat. I'm just like, don't get distracted.
I'm so used to being on the phone at work with a broker, looking at another account that they're not talking about, and then checking my phone.
That's good.
Squirrel.
I cannot walk and chew gum. No, cannot.
Oh man.
Anybody want to ask? I mean, we've been really amping up. We actually just ran a huge free group. Tanya that you see there, she organized it, and then a lot of the people on this call were in everybody I see here was in it. And it was recipes, and Tanya, we all contributed a recipe, and Tanya put together a list for people to make for dinner each night, and then we just had all this. It was a huge group. It was a lot of fun, working together.
Yeah.
So we're just coming off of that. So I didn't even know you were going to talk about. You actually I didn't even realize how similar we are with our business model.
Yeah.
But, starting together, probably, I don't know if for you it was like the Trey Bearer call, that we call it the Trey Bearer call when she, introduced this free group concept to us. But yeah, since then, I also have really built around the free group.
Yeah.
So this was perfect.
Yay!
Divine intervention, because we're just coming off of that really successful free group. We had fun working together. It was a great way for us to connect with people in the group. And I don't know if anyone has questions running through your head with free groups or anything.
No.
Nobody. All right. I mean, I think I had one more thing to say.
Go for it.
Oh, no, it wasn't a question, but I really like that. I'm going to do that, actually. I have a free group next week where they vote. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because it probably also gets them connecting with each other.
Yeah.
You know, they're paying attention now to what everyone else is posting too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not just what I posted and what people are saying about what I posted. It's also, oh, what is this girl saying? And, you know, they probably start to really make good connections.
Yeah, I feel like by the end of my groups, it's like a giant kumbaya session, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I love everyone in here. And it's fabulous, you know what I mean? Because they are establishing relationships, and they are closer, and so when that happens, they're more all over each other's posts and more encouraging each other, and then you can see, like, who's been encouraging the most, and, like, that's the way to kind of, like, if you're going to find a coach, like, that's the way to kind of keep an eye on, like, who's like consistent every day with their workouts. Okay, then who also is consistent every day with their workouts and like giving props and love on everyone else's posts. Like it's a great like bird's eye view without being like, who's going to be my next coach, you know, in the group.
Yeah, no, exactly. I just was sitting here, like when you started talking, getting into, I'm like, this is so weird. Like we literally are on a free group high right now. So we're going to just keep riding that train.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's essential. I don't know how, like, I don't remember running my business without a free challenge group every month. Like, I just don't know how I did it. I don't want to remember how I did it because this seems to be working right now.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody's good. All right. So everyone get off the call and friend Eleni so you can, you know, put her in your, you know, list of people that you kind of check on every day or every other day, and just see what she's talking about with the branding too, because you're going to see, you got to experience it to understand it, but she really is like, you get to know her through her Facebook page.
Oh, thank you.
So she's definitely got that down. And then when you're laying in bed tonight and you're like, I'll never be like Eleni, you know, I got this, I got that, I'm so busy, this and that. Remember that she has a really, you know, I don't know if the stress is the word, but you have an intense job. You're an underwriter. You know, she's got a legit intense job. She's got 2 young kids, and she bounces around and teaches fitness, and she's a 2-star qualifying diamond coach. So, you know, remember that. Keep that in your mind, and remember she did this chipping away day after day.
So. Yeah, consistency. You have to do it. Have to.
Yeah.
And that's where.
And she's on a call at 10 o'clock at night.
That's right. And if you can get your brand down pat, then those oh my gosh moments, I don't have a post ready, that will completely dissolve, and you'll be able to be that consistent 3 times a day poster, even on days where I'm like, I'm so sick of the stress of Beachbody, and I'm not doing this for the money. I do very well at work. I love what I do at work, so it's not about money. And sometimes that bites you in the butt, because when this isn't your daily bread and your bread and butter, it's kind of easy to be like, all set. So anywho, even on the days where I'm not feeling like, hey, I love Carl Deichler and Fit Mama, I'm still making sure that I'm not biting my nose off to spite my face, and I'm still posting every single day, at least 3 posts a day, 1 Beachbody, 2 of your brand. You can do it, and if you think you're not going to have time, go to Postcrone or Hootsuite. I think Postcrone or Postcron, whatever it's called, is free. Find something to make sure that your face is on your timeline and your friend's timeline on the reg every single day.
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too. And I hope I see you at Super Saturday.
Super Saturday, I'll so be there. I love Super
Saturday. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.